Digitone 2 is the instrument I use more than anything else. Once you get a feel for it, it becomes the ultimate creative sandbox. But getting to that point where you feel comfortable with it takes a while. So this is the advice I wish I had received when I started on my journey, the top 5 tips for beginners on Digitone 2. Digitone is not the warmest synth. It has a very unforgivingly digital sound. Some might describe that as being cold and harsh, but the sound is actually very flexible. You can pretty much get it to do anything you want, but it's going to do it in its own Digitone way. And as long as you don't fight it, if you embrace it, it opens up a whole world of possibilities. And that world is so big, it includes sounds and vibes you would have never guessed came from a cold, harsh digital device. So my number 5 is embrace the sound palette. Sometimes I wonder if this is even a synth, or is it really just a sequencer that happens to have a really awesome synth attached to it. That is how expressive and powerful the sequencer is on the Digitone. If you were to theoretically learn only 15% of what everything else can do, but you learned 100% of what the sequencer can do, that would be more than enough to get amazing, awesome results. And for all the features buried inside, all of them come together under the umbrella of the sequencer. And that is what really makes this synth what it is. So my number 4 is get to know the sequencer as soon as possible. Imagine you have a pattern or an idea, something that you're excited about, but you feel stuck. You're not sure what to do with it. It calls for some radical creative intervention. Understanding save structure will allow you to take risks and experiment with that idea without having to worry about losing what you made. There are 2 layers of save, pattern save and project save. Pattern save is like a short-term undo button. You make a couple adjustments, you decide, hey, do I want to keep this? Do I want to elaborate on this further? Always knowing that you can take that previous step back if you desire. Project save is like a fail-safe. It's when you've taken a bunch of steps and you realize, oh man, I've gone way too far off the tracks here. I need to start over. You reload the whole project from your last project save and you've wiped it out and gone back to the very beginning. If you can get comfortable with this dynamic, it will allow you to take really big swings. And that's where the Digitone really shines when it comes to experimentation and exploration. So my number 3 is embrace experimentation and learn the save structure. Now personally, I'm a perfectionist, so once I get a sound how I want it, I do not want to change it. I want it to be exactly how it is. But from a sound design perspective, that is very boring. And Digitone has helped me embrace adding animation and uncertainty to my patches. You have a filter envelope, you have A and B operator envelopes, you have the LFOs, you can modulate the LFOs with LFOs. So my number 2 is always be moving. If you want to see this concept taken to the extreme, check out my video on generative sequences on the Digitone 1, but that's for another time. This is the simplest tip, but I think it's the most important. When you're starting out with a device like this, the amount you will learn day to day, session to session is going to be huge. And you're going to want to apply that knowledge. It's always going to be easier to do that with a blank canvas than with an idea that you halfway started yesterday. This was my biggest mistake starting out with Digitone, my perfectionism and my obsession with having results when really I should have just been letting my hair down, having fun, not putting that pressure on. Because by having that obsession, I was slowing down my progress significantly. Every day, my advice is start fresh. Just go for it. The Digitone 2 has so much to offer. If you give it your time, it will give back to you exponentially. So those are my top 5 tips for beginners on Digitone 2. Was there anything I left out? Anything that you would have added to that? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear it. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. If you want to join my Patreon, there's going to be downloadable Digitone project files for every song you heard in this video. Thanks for hanging out, and I hope y'all had a good one. Peace out.